Good. Hello?
Ask me to phone that shit off for a second.
Yeah, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of His Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. John chapter 5 and verse 39. You went to work today? What time you got on?
After 12.
Oh, yeah, you going to be off at 12 tomorrow, too?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, them white folks going to be like, yeah, it coming. Time to go home.
Yeah, they is, though. We're trying to get out there.
Well, them white folks don't care about nobody. They're going to get their money, though. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. Now, we looked at something last night, right? Let's look at it real fast again. Revelation 13 and 6, probably. Just because I just feel like mentioning it before we go back to Ezekiel 23. This man says that I know you. Love of Yah ain't in you. You know something? We mentioned something about that last night. You know what that was? I just want this to reiterate this because I know everybody didn't hear. And I told it to a couple of y'all, but I'm going to reiterate it again. It says, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in Shamaim. And it was given unto him to make war with the Kadeshim, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwelt upon their rats shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Y'all know what that means, right? That last verse before, any man have an ear, let him hear. You know what he's telling you. You know what that means? Because you had one of those. Understand that. You know what that means?
Yeah, let him in.
But before that, it was something that we looked at last night. When he said everybody on the earth gonna worship this man, except those who name written in the book. You know what that means?
You said that we're gonna be able to basically point people out, and if they going out to them, his name's not written in the book of life.
I heard you talking about that. Even the sinners, they're gonna have to worship.
Not even that. The point y'all just probably don't remember. Ain't gonna be no more preaching to save souls at that point. Ain't no more repentance at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because now the lines have been drawn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm telling you? The lines have been drawn in the sand. You either on the right side or you on the left side. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't gonna be no more repent, because ain't gonna be no. If the book say everybody in the earth gonna worship him, telling somebody to repent mean absolutely nothing at this point. Mm-hmm. Are they gonna hear it? Because they ride with him.
Yeah, they crazy.
And if your name written in the book of life of the Lamb, ain't nothing they can say to sway you. Come on, Ezekiel 25.
Ezekiel 27.
23. What do I need? What do I need? Look at verse 23, I suppose. 22, actually. We'll see what we get, because we try to complete all of this by 10:35. The Babylonians and all the Chaldeans and Pekod and Shoah and Koad, all the Assyrians with them, and all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great masters in renown, all of them riding upon horses. They shall come up against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, with an assembly of people, which shall set against thee buckler, shield, and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. And they shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured with fire. That's an element about two different things going on in that. Does anybody have an idea what the elements of those two different things could be that's going on in there? Because he said he's going to take all these different people, desirable young men, captains and rulers, and bring them against you, and they're going to come against you with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and an assembly of people. And they will deal angrily with you. Then he said your remnant will fall by the sword, and they will take your sons and daughters, and the residue shall be devoured with fire. Y'all got an idea what he could be telling you about?
first part makes me think about the master, how when they all came up against him, and we know that that's when the same thing's gonna happen to us. And then with it being devoured in the fire, if it's talking about the residue of those people that came and up against us, then that makes me think about at the end where they're gonna be burned with a fire that can't be quenched.
I understand that. You say the persecution of the saints.
It is,
To a certain extent, it is. But let's look at Matthew 24:1 and let's see what he really telling you about. He really telling you about what's going to happen when Jerusalem got smashed. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, I'm going to set my judgments against you. You know, what did they do to Jerusalem when they hit it? Now I'm talking about the last time. They burnt it down. You know what I'm saying? That goes along to what we were talking about a while back, man. You know what I'm saying? With dude talking about tell a rad Jerusalem that it's not going to fit what this man about to say out of his mouth. Because everywhere a lot of these dudes say is Jerusalem, there's artifacts there in them. Yeah. Well, let's see what this. They say the ain't that nigga say that was the Kadesh or the Kadesh over there, the Holy over there. But that nigga, what that's supposed to been in? That supposed to been in the temple, ain't it? Well, let's look at what the master just said right here. Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and the disciples came to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Truly I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting here telling now this same judgment, because it wasn't a stone left of Mashiach that was thrown down. But notice he said his remnant to be slain with the sword, right? Now let's look at John 16:1. And then that go with what you were talking about. And then we look at, sorry, I was just in my head, man. Luke 21. And probably about 20. So you were looking at further on down the line, Gore. You know what I'm talking about? But this one here was coming in before that, right then. Now we know that, like he stated, right, a strong assembly came against the master. You can also look at it as what we read last night, a strong assembly going to try to rise up against him again. With sword and buckler and great men to fight him again. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is he ain't set no judgment on him this time. He coming to execute the judgment upon them that they executed on him the first time. Somebody's not pleased. Don't know which one it is. Which one is that? Huh? I can't tell no more. 16:1. These things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. That they shall put you out of the synagogue, the time come that whosoever kill you will think that he do Elohim service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Abba nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. These things said I not unto you at the beginning, because I was yet with you. You need to sit back and remember this man has told you this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that forget that before the master came and told you Jerusalem was going to be destroyed. These men had, Ezekiel told you at least fight 5 times. You know what I'm saying? At least. Jeremiah told you several times. You know what I'm saying? These men told you what was going to happen. Let's look what the master told you in Luke 21. Nigga come around the corner with Klondike bar, ain't bring nobody up now. And say, what would you do for a Klondike bar? My God? How that air feeling? Well, you might have to go see them people.
When? Hey, when you trying to get one?
21:10.
No.
Cause I'm just gonna read 10, cause it like they said something, they talking about they Kim Kardashian got robbed and you're distracted cause Vladimir Putin told the Russians to prepare for nuclear war. Whether he told them that or not, I don't know if that's even an accurate story.
They say that Kanye's on the cops are looking for him for jewelry theft, insurance fraud now.
I have no idea if that's even accurate.
It sounds legit.
It's not new.
But I'm talking about, but it's a lot of stories that people share, and they don't be real news stories. Niggas just see the headline and the title and run with it because it usually fits along what type of time they on. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Niggas said an asteroid coming through.
Yeah, I don't know if Vladimir Putin stated for the Russians to prepare for nuclear war. I know if they did, it would have showed up in my news feed on my iPhone from breaking stories, though. That's just not a piece of news that you just sweep under the rug. You know what I'm saying? That you tell a whole country to get ready for nuclear war. And why would they be getting ready for nuclear war and they ain't beefing with nobody?
Beefing with everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think they just cut their nuclear warhead, didn't they? Didn't they just trim them down?
I have no idea. 2110. Make it 9. Listen what he tell you. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. You know what he just told you? He told you not to be scared of that. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. If you notice niggas post about that stuff and they had niggas so scared, this how you know they don't believe the book or don't read it. Oh, I know it's coming, it's the end. World War III coming. That's not the end, nigga. That man told you no. He said don't be scared. This stuff got to happen, but it's not the end. So you know what that showed? You didn't believe what he told you. He said, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. That has not happened yet. Hold on now. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from Shamaim. Ain't been no great signs yet, and there definitely ain't been no fearful sights. Been some diverse earthquakes, though. That's been happening. But before all these, they shall... Listen to what he tell you. He say, but before all that happens... Listen to what he say now. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. That's how you know it's finna get ready to go down. They ain't doing that. They not doing that. This is also the same token what we're talking about towards the end now. Great men assemble themselves against you in the company, and then that judgment gonna be laid upon. See how we see that? Hold this and look at Revelation 5 and 9. I want to say, is it 5? Or is it 6? 6 and 10. Yeah, 6 and 9. He said, when he opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Elohim, and for the testimony which they held. And when they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Yahuwah Kadesh and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on their rest? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season unto their fellow servants also, and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. It's Yah's judgment that those men died. But you got to understand, come back to Luke 21. You got to understand what's written in Revelation 12 and 11, if I'm not mistaken. They overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. And they loved not their own lives to the death. What got in them white robes is that they were washed in the blood of the Lamb and they stood. But again, I'm going to read you verse 12 so you can know what he said before all of this stuff, before because niggas scream about race wars all the time, don't they? You know what I'm saying? That's what they scream about all the time. And all these wars. But this man say before all that stuff happened, this got to happen first. He say, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and to the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. That's not happening right now. So that's how you know you're not at the end. If we just go by what this man just told us. Did he say before or after? That means before all that stuff go down like that, these people got to lay hands on the true people of the Most High first. He said, it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and a wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So y'all need to remember that. It's the second time in probably about the last 2-3 weeks we done looked at that. You don't need to be sitting back thinking about what you're going to say. For what? You know what I'm saying? you would already know that he would give a testimony against. But look at verse 21. I just wanted to read that part there since these niggas talking about World War III. Obviously, before all this stuff happened, that man told you what's got to happen first. All this is continuing on what we read last night. This stuff got to happen first. Before we get to that marriage supper of the Lamb, which y'all willing, that's what we're going to end with at the conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Of this week. Before you get to the marriage supper of the Lamb, all their persecution and killing and suffering got to happen first. We still got to go back and deal with them branches, you know, the olive branches, the myrtle branches, all that good stuff, and what they're talking about as we get closer to that marriage supper of the Lamb and what they're talking about. But before you get to that point of getting married, it's a whole bunch of stuff got to go down. What do you say getting married, but rejoicing? Basically, consummating the marriage. See, when he get back here, that's the consummation. The marriage already done. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jacob told Laban, hey, man, let me get my wife, man. My time completed. You know what I'm talking about? It's time to hit the hotel. Motel, Holiday Inn.
Lodge.
You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. Because I'm ready for my wife now. I done did my work for her. Give me mine. Give me what's mine. He say, then let them. Well, verse 20. When you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Yehudah flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the country enter therein too. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Now this is talking about the things that are written against the children of Yasharal in Jerusalem, as we see in Ezekiel 23. You've been hoeing. You know what I'm saying? He already did that to Samaria. Y'all know what 1 Kings 17, I mean 2 Kings 17 talk about with Samaria, right? You know what he did in Samaria. Who in here know what he did with Samaria? In 2 Kings 17 chapter, who know what he did? You know what he did?
He removed them out of the land and put Gentiles in the land.
He got them up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And they stayed there.
And they had to bring people in and show them how to live on the land too, if I remember.
Yeah, he did. He said because lions were eating them up.
Yeah.
Say they didn't know the manner. But see, that was a foreshadowing what to come, how strangers would sit there and be in your land and defile it. Only difference is I ain't sitting no Levites in there to tell them what to do. And they sat in there. That was a foreshadowing of this going to be compassed about. Because Samaria, before Jerusalem was settled, that was Samaria. That's what it was. The northern kingdom had Bethel and all that stuff in there. You went up there to the house. You know what I'm saying? And that place was defiled with Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles was fulfilled. You know what I'm talking about? Just defiled. They were doing all type of stuff around there, man. They were worshiping all manner of gods in the land at the time. Not you, but some other people. Now imagine how you feeling looking at a stranger in your house, because Yehuda sitting there looking at it like these people don't supposed to be here. Imagine you a Levite teaching people in your own house. They running your house. And you got to be the one to teach them how to stay in your house. And they got you in subjection in your house while you teach them how to live in your house. So that's what he mean about moving you to jealousy. But you know what happens though? This man do all this stuff to move you to jealousy, to do better, and you still won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I seen what when Johnisha put that thing up there about niggas putting all them Bible verses up because they scared. That nigga said that's what fear do for you. Not knowing you can't save yourself. Nigga, get in the middle of a hurricane, let me see you save yourself, nigga. You go out there and fly, and go ahead and get you a boat, nigga, and ride in the middle of that storm, and let me see if you can get your stinking butt up out of there.
Full speed.
And now I heard a lot of people with this particular section with 20 to 24, they talking about that was like 70 AD.
That is.
Yes.
That's exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when that happened. Because he's talking about specifically about, that's when the temple was destroyed. Now we all in this room know why the temple was destroyed. Because it no longer served any purpose. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, you know why the temple was destroyed down the scripture?
No.
You had a Levitical priesthood, and they went in there and they did the offerings and the sacrifices. After the master rose from the dead and went on high, he under the priesthood of Melchizedek, he's making the intercession for the people now. The Levitical priesthood serves no purpose. Therefore, this temple serves no purpose. Therefore, these bulls and goats you bringing in here serve no purpose. Therefore, Aaron's rod, that blood, serves no purpose. Therefore, the mercy seat don't serve no purpose, because everything in here was a pattern of the things that was on high. and I can get rid of it now. I have no longer use for it. You know what I'm saying? What good is it for a man to be offering bulls and goats here on earth when you got a man who done went into the set apart place because he offered himself to make intercession for you? See, but niggas, because some nigga just posted something, man, talking about shut down some group or whatever, okay, but it's not even the point. He say more and more brews are walking away from the New Testament because they see it don't make no sense because they can read. And the reason why he was stating this is because dudes don't actually understand the New Testament as far as lining it up with the scriptures and the law and the Tanakh and all of that. So when they have their questions and their queries, nobody can answer them.
Query.
You know what I'm saying? Queer just a question. You know what I'm saying? So that causes them to doubt the validity of it. You know what I'm saying? Which if you dumb, I can see how that can happen. You know what I'm saying? When you really don't know. And then they say, see, basically they say, see, you niggas are Christians. Because they sit back and look at that Christians are slaying brews with the New Testament because the niggas don't really know. But see, they just ain't running up on the right people. You know what I'm saying? See, all them dudes want to come run and go holler at the dude, Vocab Malone and James White. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man in Detroit want to holler at him only because he feel like the dudes they coming at is making all us look bad. So I understand his motivation. My thought process, screw him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do nothing about that if he makes certain people look bad. What's happening with you, man?
Whatever, bro.
Yeah, shoot, we on the getting it in right now. You can listen if you
Okay.
will. All right. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, though. Like I say, I understand everybody because, you know, you want to make our face be clean out here on these streets. I feel like screw them, though. I run up on Vocab Malone and smash this cracker in less than a minute. On general principle. Because I'm going to let you know, I ain't them other dudes you've been dealing with. So you can pigeonhole me. You can throw me in the loop. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get embarrassed. This is why I be telling y'all, you read the new, you need to know where that stuff at. And if you don't know where it's at, then it ain't a problem what was written. The problem is with you. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like when the brother were talking about that head covering thing, is it wrong because a woman got to have her head covered 24/7? And I just kept telling the brother because I wasn't going to get it to him. I say, nigga, if the man said it, it's in there. You just don't know where it's at. So don't sit back and say this man speaking his opinion. You know what I'm talking about? No, nigga, he ain't speaking his opinion. Nigga, he got it from somewhere.
He'll say when he was speaking of his own self.
He will. He said, I speak by permission. Or I speak this not by commandment. This man telling you this. So this man done laid it down. You niggas don't know where it's at. So instead of just saying, at this time, I cannot precept this out. You want to say, where is it in the Torah? Look for it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When that man say, oh, you a man ain't supposed to have long hair. Well, where is it at? Look for it, nigga. It's there. And it's right there in niggas' faces. All that stuff be right there. It's all in the law why a woman's supposed to have her head covered while she praying and prophesying. It's right there. You don't read nowhere in this book where a man got his head covered while he praying and prophesying. You don't read that nowhere in here. They could say David had his head covered. He wasn't praying though. They were weeping. Why do you confuse praying and weeping?
Isn't that a part where y'all tell Ezekiel to go grab a turban?
But he wasn't praying or prophesying. You know what I'm saying? See, the issue is, it's not that you can't wear them.
He was telling her because he had to mourn for his people.
People, we also mourn them.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that, see, that's where brothers get it confused. It's not saying that you can't do it. You can't wear them, I should say. But what you got your head, grown man got an old wrap on it, nigga, take that off your head, boy. Women coming in here, man. You know why a woman got her hair? It's a sign of humility. Man supposed to be bold. We don't cover nothing up. I want you to look at my eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? Right here. You know what I'm talking about? Luke 21, man. For these days, hold on, verse 23, right? But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. There shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon his people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. Well, let's go back to Ezekiel 23. I was already there. So we kind of see that when we say judge them according to their judgments, we see us getting ran up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Verse 24. I think we read 24. Look at 20. We read 25. Look at 26. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes and take away thy fair jewels. So let's look at something. I'm going to read 27 though. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Mizraim, so thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember Mizraim anymore. What do you think he's trying to express to us?
I don't remember bondage or sin anymore.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Where's that at? Where we at? There we go. I want to just pull this word out for lewdness. I was looking at it the other day, but I forgot just that fast. Lewdness. And that word that we have here is zamah. And you know what it is? It's a plan. It's a device. It's wickedness. It's an evil plan. It's a mischievous purpose. Not only that, you're not chaste, you're an harlot, you're an adulterer, and you're an idolater. You know what I'm saying? So we turn around and we look at it. This man say, I will set my jealousy, well, I will make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom which you brought from the land. So he said, for all of this to happen, all these people to come at, it's going to cause something to cease. Let's look at something in Titus, the 3rd chapter. You know what he's doing if he calls them to cease? He basically say he's going to change you. You know what I'm saying? You know in Ephesians 4, he said, don't be alienated by the darkness that was in your heart as other Gentiles. He said, you have not so learned that if you have been taught of Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? He said, but be renewed in the ruach of your mind and be transformed and be changed. You know what I'm saying? And walk accordingly. So he's basically giving you an example of being born again after these judgments have been laid. Because we ain't finna go read. We know that they got an assembly of people and men of renown and chief men, and they gathered up against this man, and judgment was executed upon him, and he was burnt with fire because he went through the furnace of affliction. We know this. You know what I'm saying? There's no need for us to go sit back and go read that. We just reference that for those who may see it later. You know what I'm saying? So they can actually go see that happen to him. The reason being is because this is what's happening to Jerusalem. And when we see Jerusalem's name in this particular passage, she wants to corroborate Alohabah. And both of the names deals with tent, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And Alohabah is a woman of the tent, or the tent is in her. Now what you would sit back and say the tent or the house is in her. This is what this is sitting here telling you. And the house is in her is the one who's getting compassed around with all of this. So if the bot is in her, what is it telling you? What would come to your mind if it's telling you that the house is in this woman?
Makes me think about giving birth.
Well, not just giving birth, the house is in her. What's in the house? Because remember he just said he'll take away your fair jewels and your clothes.
Spirit, Ruach.
Now, I had just mentioned something to y'all. If you caught it, we just mentioned it about the Levitical priesthood and the priesthood of Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at Hebrews chapter 9 real fast, and let's look at some of the things that are actually in the house. Because all the things that are in the house are in Mashiach. Mm-hmm. All these things are representative of certain actions or certain gifts or certain things that he would do. And he said, I will strip you of your jewels because your jewels is your treasure. We know this with Hezekiah. Hezekiah showed, the master came out and showed all his jewels to the people. Mm-hmm. Just like Hezekiah did. Yeah. And then y'all got wroth with him because Hezekiah, because you showed these people all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So he said, these people going to come see you. And they going to walk away. They going to take all this stuff from you now. Because you ain't had no business showing it to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Well, Yahushua came and showed all his jewels to the people as well. Mm-hmm. And y'all got wroth with him and say, you know what? I'm going to send these people coming at you. And they're going to take everything you got. But you see them ending up doing what? Stripping him naked. Taking everything he got. They stripped him of his jewels and their clothes. They took everything from him. We'll look at that in a moment. But look at Hebrews chapter 9. And this is going to show us, as we already read in Revelation, and read in John. These people, now we showing out. Why do you think he say, don't cast your pearls before swine lest they rend them underfoot? Because you show these people your stuff, they don't appreciate it, they going to come for you. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons I be telling you, but you can't run up on everybody dropping word on everybody, telling everybody stuff. Because you might be dropping that stuff on some swine. And all they're going to do is take your words and trample on them. And in due time, they're going to come trample on you. Route 9. Let me see where he at. Let me make sure we know. He Route 9 and what? 2 or 1? Let's see some of the stuff he say that's in there. Truly the first covenant also ordinance of the divine service in a worldly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle there made, first wherein was the candlestick and the table and the shewbread, which is called the sanctuary. So the first thing in there is you got a candlestick. What do candlesticks do? In where? In the house. What did Mashiach say in John 12 or John 7 or John 9? I am the light of the world. So he already showing you the things that's in the house. He said he is that true light, and that light is the life of men. So he's showing you he the candlestick. You know what I'm saying? Right then, and then he say the shewbread.
The table.
And the table. Showing you that everything that's what the Lord about me is the house is in her. Everything that's in the house is already in her. That man say, I'm going to give you the true bread. That's from Shamahim, and that bread in my flesh. He was showing you that. And to eat that flesh, you got to come to the table. We done went over that before when we looked at the table. He the table too. Everything that's in the house, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the next thing he said. And after the second veil of the tabernacle, which is called the Kadesh of all, which had the golden censer and the ark of the covenant overlain with gold, wherein was the golden pot that had the manna and Aaron's rod that budded and the tables of the covenant. So you sit back and look at Aaron's rod that budded. We just talked about that the other day. Aaron's rod that budded brought forth what? Almonds, right? A fruit. So you look and guess what's inside the set apart place of all then? His people. So hold on, right? So hold this right here and look at Ephesians chapter 5 then. Yeah, I definitely got to get these videos uploaded before I forget what I was talking about and don't know what the name. Shoot, sometimes I got to scroll. Scroll through them to remember what was I talking about. Oh, there it is. 5 and 29. Make it 5 and 30. For we are, and get 1 Corinthians 6 and 14 behind it, just on general principle. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Mashiach and the house, or the body. So he just said we remember, if you his fruit, hold on, before we read 1 Corinthians 6 and 14, look at John 15 and 1 and look what it man tells you. So you see when we're talking about the Aaron's rod that budded, it's the most set apart place of all. And what was that set apart place of all? What did you go in there to do? What did Aaron go in there to do on the Day of Atonement?
So made sacrifices
for all the sins of the people, to make what? Intercession for them. Make intercession for them. So it would make sense. Why do you think? Just hold on. Just hold on. We getting a little ahead of ourselves. Just hold on. John 15 and 1. Praise God for the word. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that bear not fruit, he take away. And every branch that bear fruit, he purge it, that it may bring forth more fruit. So you need to sit back and look at something. If that word is not taking root in your heart, and you not manifesting the excellence, that man going to get rid of you. You know what that means? I'm going to cut you off. Now he say, if you bring it forth, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then that man say he will take you through the fire. You'll be afflicted that you might be humbled and bring forth more fruit unto perfection. You know what I'm saying? Remember what he said in Hebrews chapter 12, you'll be chastised to be made partakers of his righteousness, to bring forth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Now, if we going back to what we're looking at, that Aloha is the house is within me, and everything that's in the house is in the Son. And that means his people are in him. Why do you think Paul say endeavoring to keep the unity of the Ruach and the bond of Shalom? It's one body. That's why he told you in Corinthians it's one body, but what? Many members. It was one rod, but it's a lot of fruit came out of that rod, though. And you notice that Aaron's rod that budded is in the setup, the Kadesh of the Kadesh, the holiest of the holiest. It's sitting in there. Because you're supposed to be in him. He's telling you that. That's why I mentioned that. You didn't even realize we were going to go swing that way. That's why I mentioned that. What's the purpose of it? Why do you think he had us go in that direction to talk about that temple being destroyed? What purpose was it to have it up and I got my son? I don't need that anymore. Never cared about it. That's how silly Bruce is. That's why dudes always say, quote that verse saying you don't need no synagogue. You don't need no building. When he say I don't dwell in temple made with hand. Even Solomon said, will you indeed dwell on earth with men? Say the house can't, this house can't. Say Shamahin can't contain you, much more or less this house. Because guess what? That it couldn't, I'm talking about this house couldn't contain him. Yahushua didn't seek to keep this man to himself. I give it to all men liberally who seek after it. I give it away. But to those who are worthy. Do you know what I'm saying? This ain't no free lollipops now. You could just come pick you one up. You got to show yourself worthy in order to be able to get it. You understand what I'm saying? But this man letting you know that man never cared about a temple. He told him that in Jeremiah chapter 7. The temple of Yah are these. Amend your ways and your doings. You know what I'm saying? This is the house of Yahuwah. Repent. Put away your idols. Stop committing adultery. This is what he told them. We'll look at it in a minute. Finish, look what he say now. Now you are clean through the word that I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. The light bearer's rod budded and brought forth fruit, showing you you're going to have to abide in this man's rod. It say everybody put a rod on all the tribes of Yasharal, but one rod exceeded them all. You know what I'm saying? There were many sons born of the seed of Yasharal, but one man exceeded them all. And his name was Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why he said every knee going to bow to this man. Every tongue going to confess to this man, because he the only one brought forth fruit. No man before him came forth and did that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to dwell in him. That's why he's telling you the house is in him. Everything that's in the house is in him. Now how do we look at that and miss that and say, I thank Yah in the name of Yahushua? He's setting you up for when we actually talk about the branches in that book. Everything is a setup. If you know everything we've been talking about something about that house or the persecution and tribulation that's going to happen before you get in your last house. Because you got to have your mind girded up to be ready to deal with that. Because most of us probably going to be alive when this stuff go down. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to know that you're going to be able to stand. And you also want to be able to have confidence to know the man standing next to you is standing. Do you know what I'm saying? The same token that these women would hope to be sit back, the man that's standing in front of her is standing. You don't want to be with no man and you got more heart than he do. Y'all know I ain't lying, because y'all know some Hebrew women out here got more heart than some of these dudes. Some of them got more heart than some of these dudes because they want to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Always trying to preach and correct men and do this here. I ain't talking about like, hey, my nigga, what you did was wrong right there. I ain't talking about that type of correction. I'm talking about John chapter 6, verse 43 says this. See, Ak, you off. Let me show you what Genesis 22 say.
That sound like a man right there.
That's what them hoes be doing, though.
A lot of them.
30-foot slut.
Shoot.
You got the mind of one. Only sluts want to rule and dominate a man.
Foot drag out.
You know what I'm saying? No real woman would ever want to rule and dominate no man. Because the real woman in her wouldn't allow her to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I tell y'all something, man. This real rap now. A real man don't want nothing to do with no old, let me put this here, old aggressive, domineering woman. He not gonna deal with her. He gonna straighten her for a period, and if she don't get it right, he gonna leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? Same token though, ain't no real woman gonna deal with no man that ain't gonna be no man. She's not gonna submit to him. She's not gonna follow him. You know what I'm saying? It's the same token. If you're a real man and you're not dealing with a real woman, that woman will disgust you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It'd be their behavior, not them though. I told you before, it's a lot of people, I do not dislike them. I just don't like your ways. You know what I'm saying? Just don't like the way I don't have a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? I can be, hey man, we good. You know, just stay over there with that junk you be doing though. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, because I feel like this way. Because if I deal with you, that means we alright. Because if I don't like you, I'm not going to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be around nobody and I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't with all that. That phone is, no, I'm straight. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be around people who I know for a fact don't like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna play that game. For what? You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it. You don't like me? Hey, I don't like you, man. Ain't no skin off by me. You can't please everybody. You know what I'm saying? And why break a sweat trying to? Hebrews 7:22. I know I asked for something else. I don't remember what it was. But I know we dealing with that that bud and being inside of him or in his house. You know what I'm saying? I know I get a little ahead of myself.
Was it in Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 7, I did mention that. Going to get Jeremiah 7. I know I mentioned that, but it was something else though. Can't remember what it was. Look at Jeremiah 7:1. Look what he told you the temple of Yah is. We moving right along at 70%. Moving right along. He says, the word that came to Yirmiyahu from Yahuwah saying, stand in the gate of Yahuwah's house and proclaim there this word and say, hear the word of Yahuwah, all ye of Yehuda, that enter into these gates to worship Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yasharal, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. The only way you're going to be able to dwell in the sun, you got to repent. It was 1 Corinthians 6:14. That's what I want. He said, that's the only way you're going to be able to dwell in this house. You're going to have to amend your ways and your doings. Look at what he tell you now. Trust ye not in lying words. See, evil communication corrupt good manners. Some of you have not the knowledge of Elohim. I speak this to your shame. Paul told you, be not deceived. This is the thing that fall upon the workers of iniquity. See, you know what the people's problem is? See, them people trust in lying words. See, they feel like this here. See, I don't know about this word, this book. You know, it's other information out here. It's no other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of niggas on my page with. It's a nigga who was on my page for about 2-3 days straight. Coming at nigga who believe in the book, talking about prove this, why this say this, and why this say that. And the problem with these people here, Negro people, straight up and down, you niggas trust lies. That's why he say, I'm going to bring that lewdness of Mizraim up out of you. You're not going to remember that no more. See, you keep that in mind now, because we talking about the things that's in this house. So it's going to be certain things that got to go down for those that's been in this house. When they get surrounded by that judgment, they get burnt with that fire, and I strip you of your jewels and your clothes. Because if I'm stripping you of your jewels or your clothes, that means I'm humbling you. See, some people not going to be humbled by this word, therefore they're not going to be saved. That's why this man say, let the word, the engrafted word which is able to save your soul, hearken unto it, and lay aside all superfluity and naughtiness. You know what I'm talking about? Put all that, see, that's what the Lord about didn't want to do. So he had to do it for her. You know what I'm telling you? Because this fleshly mind devises all manner of evil device. Don't you know that man say that's one of the things, 6 things are abomination of Yahuwah and 7 things he hate, a mind that devises wicked imagination. You got that lewdness in your head always planning and devising wicked stuff, that man hates you. See, but don't nobody want to tell nobody this stuff like that because it don't make them feel good. See, that's why he told you, he said you trust in lying words, you can't get no gain from them. See, you know what you want to see? It's all right, brother, that you kissed a man. It's all right, brother, you stole that money from them people. Because God loves you. Jesus wept for you. He shed his blood for you.
He pulled that one out. I mean,
Yeah.
He wept for you. I didn't say it because he just said it. He wept for you, brother.
that was from way deep.
No, I literally just said that because I know why he said it, because it was a joke from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Jesus wept. He wept for you.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
See, I'm not familiar with that type of stuff. So when I
was like, whoa.
when I first heard the joke, you know what I'm saying? It was hilarious to me. When I was actually told the context, you know what I'm saying? Because at first I'm like, okay, Jesus wept. I don't see what's
Exactly how you should react to it.
You know what I'm like, okay, what's so funny about it? But as y'all been in the church, y'all know where that come from, so that's going to be hilarious to y'all.
Pull that out all the time.
That's how then you look at it and see, yes, I fornicated and committed adultery with 6 different men's wives, but Jesus wept. He wept. Say he ain't gonna weep for you when he bend that corner though. Word photo. Trust ye not in lying words, saying the temple of Yahuwah, the temple of Yahuwah. The temple of Yahuwah are thee. This is the house of Yah. This is when he tell you what it is. For if you will thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between man and his neighbor, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers, forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. So he just sat back and told you what you needed to do. This man said you need to thoroughly amend your ways. You need not to oppress no man. You need to know how to judge righteously between a man and his neighbor. You need not to shed innocent blood. And you need not worship other gods. But hold on. Listen what else he tell you though. Because if you go, this is going to go what we talking about in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, whether you realize not. He say, will you steal? Will you murder? And commit adultery? Swear falsely? Burn incense unto Baal? And walk after other gods whom you know not? And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. Now look at 1 Corinthians chapter 6, about verse 13. So you think you're going to dwell in Mashiach and say he done delivered you to do all these abominations? When he say Aaron's rod that budded is in the house, and Aaron's rod is the fruit, and the fruit is his body, which are his members, and you members one of another. So how we going to be in Mashiach and be committing sin? Now we done sat back and said this man's house is a den of thieves. This man say, when you come in my house and commit murder and swear false, we already dealt with swearing falsely. Y'all remember that? Who in here remember when we dealt with swearing falsely? Oh, y'all don't remember that, though.
With the Pharisees?
No, that swear falsely means 7.
Oh.
Swear falsely, go back to number 7. Go back to the 7 abominations.
7 abominations. So every time you done sipped that wine and ate that bread, and when you got immersed and you turned around and did wickedly, you swore falsely. You swore falsely. You stand up there and said everything you said you will do, you did. But don't you know every time you commit sin, you swear falsely against that man, you saying, boy, I ain't really mean that, nigga. You know what I'm just talking. See, we were just talking about this here because there's some people got to get immersed soon. And we probably, most high willing, set that rescheduling up at that campgrounds to coincide with Shabbat. So we there, so we ain't got to pay no cash to get back out there to take them to that beach and do it. Because that water finna get cold, and we got to get you niggas in that water before it get cold. Because I'm not trying to, boy, that water was so cold. The only thing that made it bearable because it was 85 degrees that day in the middle of February. You know what I'm saying? That water was so cold. Your nipples be hard when you get out of there. Seriously. Ain't like this here.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. Ready for doing it.
Straight up. They say, I'm a man, that ain't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. Y'all know I ain't lying. That water was cold. You know what I'm saying? That water was cold. But what I was saying is it was this. Like you got some people see like, I have to wait till you're worthy to immerse you. I'm not on that, me personally. What I'm on is, do you believe that Yahushua is the son of Elohim? Do you understand fully and completely what you are involving yourself in? And if you say I do, then I ain't, hey man, look home here. There's nothing to preclude me from doing it. You know what you say you know what you're doing. It's the same token on, we did it. We ain't seen that brother since. Not in the flesh.
Otis.
I done talked to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like on the phone talk to him. You know, some of y'all done communicating with him more like online. That man knows. That man say, hey man, people in Detroit say, hey man, I got a brother in Orlando. He say, man, he need to get him. All right, we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to ride with us. You ain't got to be like, you got to call in. You got to come here in the flesh. You don't have to. You can if you want to. But you know what? But he do ride with us though. He just don't watch it live. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't on that. You know, some people is. See, I'm talking about, it's a lot of Hebrew congregations. You know, all of, I can't say the One West niggas because they don't even believe in doing it.
Washing of the word.
Yeah, you see, John, the One West camps don't believe in immersion. They say that's Christian doctrine. Say all you got to do when you walk by the word, see,
But you can see it at least 3 times.
Man, I can show them niggas that at 25 times if they want to on a good day. 40 on a bad one. You know what I'm saying? They say it's going to be a very good day. I keep it light because they heavy hitters. Bad day, I ain't feeling too well. I just give you a lot of them. Bee stings, nigga. Make your whole body swell.
With the Aliyah, with that Elijah and Elisha.
Too many of them.
They walk through.
There's too many of them. It's way too many of them. Man, it's way too many of them. We ain't even getting on that right now.
They missed that.
1 Corinthians 6 and 13. It would help if I was in chapter 6. Meats for the belly, belly for the meats. But Elohim shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for the master, and the master for the body. Elohim have both raised up the master and will also raise up us by his own power. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? So your body is part of this man's house. Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them the members of a harlot? Elohim forbid. What, know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two saith he shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto the master is one ruach. Flee fornication, for every sin that a man do is without the body, but he that commit fornication sin against his own body. That means you have literally went in the temple of Elohim and defiled it. Now how many of y'all would be bold enough that the literal temple was still standing to go defile it? What, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in you, which you have of Elohim, and you are not your own? For you are bought with a price. Therefore esteem Elohim in your body and in your Ruach, which are Elohim's. Because he just told you the temple of Elohim are these. It's you. Ain't no building. Come on back to Hebrew chapter 9. Ain't no building. Let's see what's else in that house now. Hebrew 9 and what? 4? Now when you got a golden censer, what you do with a golden censer? What you do with a censer?
Incense in the burning.
Incense in there is burning. What incense give off?
Sweet smelling savor.
A sweet smelling savor. And Paul told you in the 5th chapter of Ephesians, about the 1st verse, to offer yourself as a sweet smelling savor, as Mashiach did. You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to what we were talking about last night. Gather my Kadeshim together who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Because offer yourself as a living sacrifice that is your reasonable service. So again, it goes back to Galatians chapter 5 that all those that are in Mashiach have crucified their affections and their lusts. You have taken up your stake and you have followed him and you have died. Therefore you give off that sweet smelling savor. You know who took in a sweet smelling savor? Who took in a sweet smelling savor? It's right there in the law. I go around the room. You know who I'm talking about? Slim, you know what I'm talking about?
You say who breathed it in?
Who took one in?
Talking about Aaron's. I'm talking about Aaron's sons.
It wasn't Aaron's son. What you got, Pam?
Took in
Jacob, when you say my son is like the field with y'all's blessed.
What you got, Corey?
That was tight, Pam.
That was very tight.
Because that's the answer. What you got?
Don't have anything to follow that up.
Yeah, because that's the answer.
That was dope.
Yeah, that's the answer. That's what I was looking for. I probably should have asked somebody else because I know he remembered. Let's look at it. Genesis 25. Or 27, actually. Yeah, we done went over that
How
before.
long ago did you go over that?
A year, 2, I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while in it,
2
okay.
years. I ain't heard that one.
Wow.
It's been a while. Might have been 2013. I can't remember. I'm not even saying. I don't
It
know.
wasn't recent, that's all I'm saying. It wasn't within the last year. I
No,
ain't
probably
heard
not.
that one.
I ain't even say probably not. I don't know. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, man. Sometimes, boy, I might forget the whole sermon right after I preach it.
Abraham and Isaac, bro.
27,
Oh,
Hello?
Esau and
27 to 16.
Smell that pot.
Hello?
I mean, the next thing was like Abel.
He posted. 27 to 16. And she put the skins of the kids, this is Genesis 27 to 16. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. Just like the father did with the son. Got some savory meat and some bread and prepared it for him, put it in his hand. And she came unto his father and said, My father. He said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou bade me. Arise and pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that my soul may bless thee. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yahuwah the Elohim brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near thee, I pray thee, and I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be thy very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is of Jacob's, but the hands are the hands of Esau, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he baruched him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? He said, I am. And he said, Bring it near unto me, and I will eat my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he did drink. And his father Isaac said unto me, Come near and kiss me, my son. This sounds real familiar to you, don't it? And he came near and kissed him and smelled the smell of his raiment and baruched him and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which Yahuwah hath baruched. Now what you think the smell of the field? What you think he was smelling?
That fruit from the field.
That fruit from the field is what he's... You done grow fruit. You done grow fruit. Can you smell it?
Yes.
Smell good, don't it?
Very good.
You just walk up there. You smell it before you walk up on it, don't you?
Nice pineapple.
Do you not notice that he said, Bring me that wine and that meat? Now he done offered his body up.
Drink offer, meat offer.
You know what I'm saying? And then after he done offered his body up, he said, Smell like the fruit of the ground. I'll give you a blessing. That's why he told you don't destroy the grapes. There's a blessing in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't destroy it. Don't destroy Jacob. There's a blessing in it. Don't destroy Mashiach. It's a blessing in it. You understand what I'm telling you? So when he took that in, that's that sweet smelling savor. So when you look at that, that's the offering of yourself. Mashiach, that's what Paul told you. Look at Ephesians 5:1. All this stuff in the house now. But remember now, he had to strip Mashiach of everything. He said, remember what he told you in Isaiah chapter 14 about Lucifer, thy pomp is laid to the ground, or your pride, or your brilliant display, or your esteem. Everything that you had, I've taken it from you. Just so he could pick it up again. Ooh, boy, how did he? He said, Be ye therefore followers of Elohim as dear children, and walk in love as Mashiach also have loved us, and have given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet smelling savor. But in order to be that golden censer and to give off that aroma, guess what you need to do? But fornication and all uncleanliness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become Kadeshim. Neither filthiness nor foolish talking nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this you know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Elohim, of the kingdom of Mashiach and of Elohim. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things come the wrath of Elohim upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. Now you come back to Hebrews chapter 9. It's some people you know who are partakers with people who do these type of things. They in violation of the book. See, it's a lot of stuff that when you, I say this way, real tight, and niggas try to wiggle out. See, I'm going to tell you something like he say in Psalm 50. That man say, who are you to take my covenant in your mouth, knowing that you hate my Torah and cast instruction behind your back? That man say, keep my name out your mouth. That's how you feel about it. Keep my name out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? See, that's hard right there. No people, you don't want to hear that type. You don't tell me not to speak about God. Said, all right, I'm just telling you what he told you. That man said, keep my name out your mouth. Since you hate to be instructed, you wicked bastard. Hebrews 9:4. So now he sit back, he say, which had the golden censer, the ark of the covenant, round about with gold. Where's the golden pot that had the manna? and Aaron's rod and the tables of the covenant. And over it the cherubims of esteem, shadowing the mercy seat, of which we cannot speak about particularly. So we know if the Ark of the Covenant is in there, then the Word is in there. And he was the Word made flesh. And it dwelt among us, and we beheld the esteem as the only begotten of the Father. So now we see him when they say Aloha Ba is the ba of the things that's in the house. We begin to understand what this means. We begin to understand what this means, what's contained in this house, and why he had to burn it down. Because everything that was in the house was in the sun. There was no need for me to leave it here. Even with the golden pot, with the manna is the sun. He told you this. He told you this. That's why he said, you trust in lying word. You talk about the temple of Yah. You think the temple of Yah is this building? Temple of Yah is not this building. The temple of Yah is this. Do right. Do what I tell you. Don't worship other gods. Stop lying. Stop sleeping with your neighbor's wife. Stop telling lies. Stop being a hypocrite. Stop professing that you love me and you don't. You bother me, just don't let them catch you with your night clothes on. They gonna see you. I can't do nothing when niggas start giving lewd comments, but tell them I'm gonna come to their front door with a pistol.
All right.
You know niggas nasty, ain't got no shame. They get on there, oh man. Some niggas might not even comment. Some niggas might just sit there and just look at themselves and just, you're better than this. You're better than this. But I can't do nothing about it. Come on, man, Ezekiel 22.
Staring at their hand.
Just staring at their hand. I miss. Then he just sit there with his head like this here, handed. And you like this here, I hope you washed your hands, nigga. Yeah, I ain't got no good sense. It's 10:35, I gotta wrap him. Got a lot in a little bit of time though. We gotta finish what 27 means though. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Mizraim, so thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember Mizraim anymore. So this man is basically telling you, I got to do all of this to take sin from you.
Hello?
Yeah?
Shalom, you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right. That was one.
Miss Quandra. She just woke up.
Nah, she was in there. She had her people hot. She said she had to flee from Kern. Now, how do you think that this is going about of this man saying that you will not lift up your eyes anymore unto your sins?
We are not those who draw back in petition.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But let's look.
Anymore to your sins.
When he says right here, thus I will make thy lewdness, your evil thoughts to cease from you. Thy whoredom brought from the land. So all that sinning you brought from the land of Egypt, someone calls it to stop. And he says, so that thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember Mizraim anymore. So again, this is dealing with there's to have to be a change here and here. We talked about it last night. I'm going to put my law in your heart and in your mind that you'll do it. But let's look at Ezekiel 36 and 26. And 26. And verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water unto you, upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. And a new heart will also give you, and a new ruach will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my ruach within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. So you know what this is really telling you about when we sit back and we look at here and say, I got to make your evil plans or devices or thoughts to cease? What is he telling you? John chapter 3. Yeah, John chapter 3, verse 1. Oh, that's Leah there.
Sounds like a double trouble.
Yeah, that might be Lizzie.
I hear a dub going on.
Yeah.
John chapter 3, verse 3. That's what you need to consider if you want to enter into this booth. If you want to enter into this kingdom. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Truly, truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Truly, truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Ruach, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Elohim. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach. Marvel not that I said unto thee that you must be born again. See, come to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15.
Yeah, he was.
What is this thing talking about?
From a Nicodemus, they would have slapped him.
Slapped him for what? That was a reasonable question. If you sit back and you take where his mind was at, I mean, the master was bringing a concept in which he telling him you got to be born again. What else he gonna think about?
He said he felt like he was trying to be cool.
No, he was dead serious.
Yeah, he was.
You just looked me in my face and said, because he's not thinking spiritual. Why he said if I?
He thought the master was trying to be cool.
No, he's sitting there thinking, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because Nicodemus believed in the man. It already said that he was a ruler of the Yahudim who believed in him. He said nobody couldn't do none of the stuff you do except Elohim be with you. See, turn back and look at the make so you can see that. John 3 and 1. I don't know if I read that.
Did he rob Joseph to take his body with you? Was that him?
That was Joseph of Arimathea. He might have been that though.
There was like one of them said he was there.
It said there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Yahudim. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher that come from Elohim, for no man can do these miracles that thou do except Elohim be with him. Nicodemus was riding with him. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, when he turned around, that's why he said, if I've told you of heavenly natural things you haven't believed, how much more if I tell you the things that be on high? Because he's sitting back looking at Nicodemus as a carnal man. He just came and told him, you got to be born again. What is this man talking about? How am I going to go back to my mama's womb and get born again? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, he really looking at him like, man, hey, man, I love you and all. What is you talking about, though? Now, you sit there and you sit back and you put yourself in his shoes with his mind. You're going to ask the man the same thing.
Yeah, too sure.
Like, what are you talking about?
How?
How am I going to be able to do that? I'm fully grown. I'm going to jump back in there again? How am I going to fit in there?
Yeah, then you see him doing miracles, so you like, can he do it?
Yeah.
Well, he would already know the law. There's nothing too hard for y'all, so I guess he going to jam me back up in there.
Yeah.
But he was sitting back trying to get in there, as he tried to express to him, there has to be a changing of the mind. See, guess what? You can sit back and hear the word and your mind don't be changed. Y'all have seen that. And you know why the mind wasn't changed. They didn't believe it. See, a nigga say they want to say. I'm going to tell you something. People slide to that new age stuff and some of that, psychobabble and all that stuff because it sounds really good, but it ends up, and they might even amend some things or modify some things, but it will not bring forth the complete change and manifestation of behavior as the word will do. See, you know what some of that stuff go into that some of our people, because y'all know a lot of brews be posting about stuff like this here.
Well, metaphysics.
Oh, I'm talking about whatever they may be into. Yeah, metaphysics. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff niggas be into. Mixed wine. Diverse garments. That's what they doing though. You mixing the things that are a man with the things of Elohim, so you feel like you could get you some comfort, and you claiming that you serving Elohim, but you still carnal. Because you still leaning on carnal teachings and carnal thoughts and carnal ideas and concepts. While professing to be spirit, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. That would end up happening. Because the foolishness of man is nothing to Elohim. The foolishness of Elohim is greater than the wisdom of men. That's what the book say. See, niggas try to bring the wisdom of man. See, that's why Paul told you, he said, we don't come with enticing words of man's wisdom. That's what most niggas want you to come with. The enticing words. They don't really want you to come with the book. See, because they know if it's man's wisdom, it's your words. See, your words, see, Pale words can't send you to hell. See, my words can't send you to hell. Johnny words can't send you to hell. But the word of Yahuwah can send you to hell. So I'd rather you speak that to me than to speak. I'd rather you speak your words than to speak Yah's words. That's why he say, he that have my word, let him speak it faithfully. See, they don't like you when they keep this man's word in your mouth. That's why you got the response that you got back last night. You know what I'm talking about, Troy? That's why you got that. Because a nigga thinking you saying something and it's going to be book come behind that. Because you really hate the book. Meaning you really hate Yahuwah. Because you really hate his son. Because you really hate his word. You hate everything he stands for. You try to push that off on the individual who's speaking it. But you really hate the word.
Don't kill, like they say, don't shoot the messenger.
But we read that last night. He that despiseth not man, but Elohim. That's who you got a problem with. So people would rather you speak man's wisdom because then I can have the problem with you.
Yep.
See, I don't want to have it in my mind, and I actually literally got a problem with Elohim because I'm trying to convince myself that I don't. But see, Elohim ends up giving you a mind to let you believe that you don't have a problem with him. Because my whole objective from the jump street is to kill you.
Smash. Don't you think it's cool? I'm gonna crash.
1 Corinthians chapter 15. Look here, I'll never forget it. When them niggas sat back and said, that nigga said, I ain't going to hell for none of y'all. None of y'all. And they done put that book down. And some of them that was in that room done did it with it. In their heart, they done already done it. They may pick it up and read it, but in their heart, they done already done it. It just ain't manifested in the open yet. There's a lot of people in their heart, they done put this book down. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't just saying that to be, I mean, it's just like we talk about. It's in your fruit, your act. Niggas who are spiritually, people who are spiritually discerned can sit back and look at it like, yeah, you done put that down. You ain't on that. Nobody has to put that thought in their head. People don't sit back and think that people have a brain of their own. See, I'm going to tell you something. When you in the Word, most people believe that people who are in the Word, only their thoughts and their words are dictated by the person who's teaching them. That's how most people feel. You know what I'm saying? And y'all see that and know that. That's how people feel. It doesn't matter. See, perception is reality. That's what people perceive. You know what I'm saying? You got some congregations in the past, we ain't even talking about right now, in the past, whether they be Hebrew congregations or Christian congregations, well, that could be true. You know what I'm saying? Well, the man who was teaching them was crafting and manipulating and moving the people to think how he wanted them to think and to speak how he wanted them to speak. So people automatically assume that, oh, he only said that because he said it, or he said this, or he said that. They're not realizing that, no, when you sit back and look at it, you look in the book, that man sent people to teach them people the word, but he sought them to be able to discern from right from wrong and good from evil based off the word, not based off the person who taught them personal feelings or opinions. You know what I'm saying? The master taught them to be able to know. He didn't say to be able to know because I said I wanted you to know. You ought to know this book. We just looked at that out there at the campgrounds, right? He said, when he say, beware the leaven of who?
Pharisee.
And who else?
Scribe.
No, one other person. Herod. And when they said, do we reason why he say bread? He said, you lack understanding? Because y'all supposed to be able to know based off what I taught you according to this word to be able to know that these niggas hypocrites. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. Because you should already know according to this word that you should already peep it. One of the first things one of the ending things he said in Matthew chapter 7 after he gave that sermon on that mountain was, by their fruits you gonna know them. So that means I done already sat down, I done taught you this word, and I done took you through this word. He that commits sinners of the devil, he that's born Elohim, sin not. And this, the sons of the devil are manifest, the sons of Elohim manifest. So you should be able to know by the word who is who. You should be able to look at their fruits according to the word and know, oh, they done laid that word down in their heart. Not because I said it. You know what I'm saying? See, people don't realize that you setting up functional spiritual people that operate by the word, not operate by man. But you know why people think that? Because most people put their confidence in the man and not in the man, if you understand what I'm saying. Because we just like what Paul, I feel like Paul. We live like Paul. He said, we don't preach ourselves, we preach the Master Yahushua for your sake. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what he told him? The Master said, he that seek his own esteem, ain't no righteousness in him. So that means you preaching yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't preach myself. You ain't gonna see me like this nigga Nate Nathaniel said with a picture of me on a t-shirt talking about this Jesus Christ or Yahushua, whatever they call it. Most High in Christ. Shalom. Niggas say these niggas get themselves Hebrew names, say Shalom and Shalabam, and call the man Jesus Christ.
That's a special kind of crack. That's not regular crack.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40, man. After that, Ephesians 4 and 22, we finna wrap it. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the esteem of the celestial is one, and the esteem of the terrestrial is another. There is one esteem of the sun, another esteem of the moon, another esteem of the stars, for one star differeth from another star in esteem. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in esteem. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. See, I say, I look at something, and if you want to be raised in power, you got to be born again. That mind got to be changed. And this man sat back and told you that he would cause those evil thoughts to cease from you. Now, he told you something in Romans chapter 8, that the spiritual mind is life and peace, the carnal mind is death. So there has to be a choice that's got to be made. Now, you sit back and look at yourself. Paul told you in 2 Corinthians 13, examine yourself whether you be in the faith or not, if you're not a reprobate. So when you hold that mirror up, when you hold that word up, where you fit in at? Is there boogers in your nose? You know what I'm saying? Are there blemishes in your face? Is your skin clear? Does your body stink? Is your hair cut? Is stuff out of place? Like when you hold that mirror up and examine yourself, what do you see? Are you still looking to your lewdness or your time or your whoredoms in Egypt?
Do you see yourself or do you see the master?
You know what I'm saying? Do you see, are you still looking on your, because that man said you wouldn't look back on your sins. That's what it said. Hold on. I done turned from it. Hold on. Let's sit back and look at it. Let me just read it again to you now so it's soaking your brain now. This is what he told you now. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Mizraim, so thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember sin anymore. Now, if you've been born again, and your mind has been renewed, how you remember going back to commit adultery, fornication, lying, stealing, evil imaginations? That evil imagination is supposed to be gone. Don't you realize if you got a mind that devises wicked devices, that man hates you? If you sitting around how to be mischievous and evil all day long, that man say he hates you. Because you know what you got to do? You know what you got to do when you mischievous?
Yeah, meditate.
Not just meditate on it. You got to be sneaky. That means you're moving like Judas. Creeping in the dark. Judas was like this here. Look at him. The master was singing Eyes of the Brother to that nigga bite then. I hear footsteps, baby. In the dark. Because I hear you creeping around. I hear you moving around. But in all seriousness, though, all jokes aside, though, when you got a mind that devises wicked devices, or feet that be swift or running to mischief, you quick to run and do stuff you ain't got no business, you usually do that in the dark. You usually try to use a cloak to cover yourself, that no one knows of your evil deeds. But you know what the master said. When I say that there, I'm talking about in the script, not in the Basora, but in the script. I mean, say, I pull your skirts up and expose your nakedness to all men. You know what I'm saying? The master told you, though, that there's nothing covered that won't be revealed. He said, what you whispered in the ear, be screamed on the rooftop. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, he going to do this here. Going to pull the curtain by it. So we have to sit back and look at this man. Ezekiel is prophesying and telling you, this man is telling you that this man say, I'm going to remove the thought of sin from you. We just been reading it the last couple of days, so I'm not going to read it again. Sin is transgressing the law. we know that Yahushua was manifested to take away our sin, and in him is no sin. So he was manifested to take your mind, those evil thoughts. The book tell you repeatedly, let this mind be in you, the mind that was in Yahushua. To have his mind, have his thoughts. I just told you this other day. You need to make his word your mind. That's how you won't look under Egypt anymore. That's how your evil thoughts and plans are removed. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. But let me finish the verse though. Then we can read 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. He said there's a natural body, it's raised a spiritual body, there's a natural body, and there's a spiritual body. So the same way there's a natural body and a spiritual body, there's a natural mind, there's a spiritual mind. Which mind you going to have? Because we done read Ezekiel 36 where he prophesied you'll keep the commandments, but you're not going to remember Egypt anymore. These evil plans, these wicked devices and desires you got, why are they still there if your mind has been renewed? 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Make it 3. Make it 1. I don't know what to do. And after that, Ephesians 4 and 22. I got a couple other things, but I'm going to stop for now. It's 10:53. Now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Mashiach, who in presence am base among you, but being absent and bold toward you. Now you know what crazy though? Be honest with you. See, I'm the opposite of what he said. Like, if I'm present, I'm a little bit more bold. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't present, I don't really go that hard. You know what I'm saying? There's some dudes like this here be like, now we know we caught our brother Lamar a little hard the other day because we were dropping word though. And it comes. Boom! Comes pretty hard, which he had never heard that before. So if you ain't never heard me do it before, I'll catch y'all guard like, yeah, man, bro, wow, man, what's wrong, bro? You ain't got to yell at me, man. But, man, I ain't trying to fight with you. I ain't fighting with you either. It's just how I talk. When I'm talking about this, you know what I'm saying? I was on some dude's show. Dude got mad. Why you yelling? I say, bro, I'm not yelling at you, bro. Dude, I tell him, bro, that's how you talk. You just came at me with some cockamamie junk out your butthole. You know what I'm saying? Speaking against the word. Oh, boy, I'm finna drop kick you, man. You remember Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? Pale remember Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Boy, you know who that is? He was a wrestler, man. He's supposed to be an Indian. I don't know what he was. He's supposed to be an Asian. He wasn't no Asian, though.
Puff the Magic Dragon. That's how I thought.
Nah, nigga Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, drop kicking nigga in his mouth. He was a legend. You know what I'm saying? That's the early 80s, though. He said, but I beseech you, that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherein I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh. You know, it's funny when niggas talk to me, they think I walk according to the flesh because I be snapping on them. See, you getting emotional, brother. You carnal. No. Your mammy carnal. Your pappy, too. Maybe your grandmammy and your grandpappy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just like this. It'd be fun, but you can't tell people stuff like that. They're fighting words.
Yeah, that's like today. Dude was like, man, you a crack baby, bro. You a real crack baby.
Whoa.
So I asked it was one of the guards, CO, saying that to one of the jits because he crazy. I was like, bro, your mama smoke crack for real?
I'm telling you, like, did she?
I was dead serious.
Say maybe she did. None of your business.
He got upset. He wanted to bump.
I know he did. My mama ain't no basic. You ain't no basic. Shoot, nigga, I fight all you niggas in here. Say he got to defend his mama honor.
You walked over on me, I just looked at him like, bro.
All right now, that little nigga would have beat you now. We ain't out there to pull him up off you now.
Oh, they ain't gonna have to pull him up off of me. I'm gonna
Right.
get him up off of me.
Okay, now, hey.
I'm waiting to paw one of them.
I feel you that,
I'm
boy. He waiting, boy. He might run up on them young niggas like this here, boy. That young nigga had that work. Boy, I had to work. Nigga, you see nigga like this here, you gonna be looking like Pinky now. Shoot, that nigga had me scared. The hell my own, though.
Fear no man.
They ain't gotta have no fear no man. They ain't got no difference like this here, boy. That nigga made my heart rate accelerate. You know what I'm talking about?
They might have to work a little bit.
They had to work like shoot. Pinky was like this here, nigga. Pinky was scuffling now. Pinky ain't back down. Well, you heard what Pinky said that it was over with. Say, that nigga say, shoot, boy. That nigga had me scared. And I said, hell, my own, though. I might have to pull that scene up when I get finished. You know what I'm talking about? I've been back with the nigga. That scene hilarious to me. That nigga Pinky said, boy, that nigga had me scared. And they said, I held my own, though. Nigga Pinky was trying to get it. That nigga said, boy, don't kill me. Boy, that nigga said, I got a wife. He said, I got a mistress. I got a wife on the side. I say, boy, that nigga a fool. That nigga say, say another word, nigga. Say it again. Boy, he babbed that nigga all across that room. Boy, that nigga trying to get that pill to front of that nigga. They say, that's your cousin. Yeah, you fired too. So nigga walked up out of there. That nigga said, that nigga had me scared. Nigga said, I held my own though. See what I say, boy? You been scared too, nigga, walking there up that fire on you like that there. That's when he told that nigga, stop bending them corners so hard. You about to make me spill yak on my $200. Unbelievable. Man, 2 Corinthians 10. I gotta leave y'all alone. Verse 3. Like this here, of course, say, boy, the people gonna fire you, boy. You gonna be banned from the schoolhouse for life. You banned one in church.
He's gonna enjoy it.
Y'all remember Mr. McNair?
They said they gonna be telling stories about him off a year. Yeah, boy, that was Mr. McNair here about 3-4 years ago, boy. He had beat Jimmy Ray. He said, Mr. Clark, they beating up Kid Ray.
Y'all ain't gonna play no games.
Oh, my lamb. He said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Elohim, bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. This is what the man trying to do. This is what he's telling you. You ain't going to be thinking about Egypt no more. How you lifting your eyes up to that? Ephesians 4:20, 1 John 3:9. Stop it there.
See, Matthew 10 and 7, see?
Ephesians 4:20 says this. But you have not so learned Mashiach. You didn't learn that when he brought you out of Egypt. If so be that you have heard him and been taught of him as the truth is in Yahushua, that you put off the former behavior, put off concerning the former behavior, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust. See that whoredom you brought up out of Mizraim with you? See, that was corrupt, so I had to make you forget it. And be renewed in the ruach of your mind, that you put on the new man, which is after Elohim created in righteousness and Kadesh. Hold on now. Wherefore put away lying. Speak every man the truth with his neighbor. For we are members one of another. So that go back to the thing we were looking at about him being the house being in the house. You know what I'm saying? Or the tenant out. There it is.
The woman of the tent.
The woman of the tent and the tent in the house. That's Mashiach now. The woman is in the body, and the body is it. That's it. The woman's in the sun. I'm in the house. I'm in Adam.
Rehab.
How we gonna be in Adam like that? Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Neither give place to the devil. Don't give place to the adversary. Don't give the adversary room to do stuff.
Please don't.
Let no man, let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hand the thing which is good, that he may give to him that need. And let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good for the use of edifying, that it may minister favor to the hearers. 1 John 3:9. Make it 3 and 7. Screw it. Make it 3 and 6. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Get on down. See, I don't know that heavy D. Well, that's Kid and Play, actually. That's way for some of you nigga time.
I seen House Party.
You seen House Party? You was in there doing that kick down too, wasn't you? Saying that song, ain't gonna hurt nobody. Like this here. One of them niggas finna start kicking soon as I get done. Listen what he tell you now. Make it verse 5. Whosoever, and you know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him is no sin. You get in Mashiach, ain't no way you going looking back. He told you he that put his hand to the plow looking back is not fit for the kingdom of Elohim. Whosoever abide in him sin not, whosoever sin have not seen him, neither known him. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that do righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that commits sin is of the devil. The devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of Elohim do not commit sin, for his seed remain in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of Elohim. And this the children of Elohim are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever do not righteousness is not of Elohim. neither is he that love not his brother. But hallelujah for Yahushua. Where we start? I got you long haul tomorrow though.